Hello, my name is Silas Contaifer. You are in a 360 video. If you're using a cell phone, you can just rotate using your torso or swiping the screen. In a computer, you can use your mouse for movements. But the better experience here is if you have a virtual reality headset. When you connect here, you can just look around, and if you have the controller, you can just use the trigger to move.
Welcome to our Virginia Commonwealth University Center for Compounding Practice and Research. This is the first of a series of short videos to introduce you to sterile compounding environment and best practices in sterile compounding. And I am Lauren Caldas, the Assistant Director of our Center for Compounding Practice and Research. As you look through your VR headset, you can look up and down my hallway, behind you, and all around. From my window here, you can see the secondary engineering control room, or the ante room. There is a dirty side and a clean side, and you can tell this by the demarcation line that's at the red on the bottom here. You'll notice that I enter the compounding room prepared to compound with no jewelry or makeup or ear pods or artificial fingernails or a whole list of other things that could bring in contaminants into the facility. As I walk across here, if I had glasses, I would clean those off using my alcohol and making sure that I'm still on this dirty side, cleaning off my glasses. I joke with my students that this is probably the first time they've cleaned it in quite a long time, and it'll be the cleanest the glasses will be for quite some time. Being mindful of my demarcation line is put on my booties, and you can see all of our PPE here on the wall to conveniently get to. Now, I could use my bench, as you see, but let's make this more interesting, and I'll put my booty on while standing. The key here is that when I put my booty on, my foot's going to go to the clean side, leaving the unbooted foot on the dirty side still. And let's go ahead and apply. Remember, with your VR headset, you can look around at the whole center, which is the neat thing about this presentation. Now, the next thing that you may want to do is, if you're in COVID times like we are now, is take off your mask. You can see I'm applying a disposable mask here with my folds facing down. If I had facial hair, then I would apply a beard cover. Now, there's many different types of hair coverings. There's your typical just bonnet and then a full hair cover. I'm going to go ahead and do the full hair cover because I've got some flyaways today. You can see the importance of having a mirror in your buffer room because I need to look at everything that I am covering to make sure that I have all my hair tucked away to keep anything else that I could bring in to damage the product away. So I'm tucking here, as you can see. All right. Now I am ready to go ahead and clean my hands. Since everything is tucked, my hair is tucked. Let's go ahead over to the sinks now. All right, here I am at the sink ready to wash my hands. And what you're going to notice as I grab my nail pick, that we're going to have a close-up inlay for the VR to the left of me. It'll appear in a box, and this way you get a nice close-up of what I'm doing here. So it should have popped up now. Make sure you're looking for it. And what you'll see is I am going to clean underneath my fingernails using running water and my nail pick. Notice I'm going one direction under running water with no soap. My water is motion activated, which you'll see I have to keep moving my hand to get to turn back on, but some facilities have a foot lever or whatever you need to keep the water running as you're cleaning out from underneath your nails. Hand hygiene is one of the best things we can do in everyday practice and definitely important before we start to make sterile products. Okay, once I have finished with that, I will go ahead and get my soap. Interestingly enough, you do not have to have antibacterial or antimicrobial hand soap, but it must be non-refillable in your facility. Now you'll notice that I'm going to wash my hands for no less than 30 seconds. I do have timers on the wall, but for the video, I just wanted to focus on good practice and may go a little over my 30 seconds. Now, when I rinse my arms, you'll notice that I'm going to rinse from the fingertips down to the elbows. This is trying to keep my hands the cleanest and let any sort of contaminants run down my elbows. You'll see I'll do a nice little shake here. And now let's go ahead and walk over to our lint-free towels to dry off. You will see that we have hand dryers in our facilities, but those aren't used in practice anymore because we've updated even since we built this facility. They were showing particulates from the air would get on the hands. And if you are paying close attention to detail, you'll notice that I'm trying to use one side of my lint towel for each arm, and I'm going from the fingers down to the elbows to, again, try to keep my hands the cleanest as possible. And that's best practice. And now you'll see I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my gowns. Depending on your facility's policies and procedures, you may have disposable, reusable gowns. A lot of it depends on your facility and the medications that you are compounding. But we have some reusable ones here because we are a teaching facility. Now, as I walk behind this wall and start to enter my clean room, you're going to miss that I grabbed some hand sanitizer, but let's go ahead and enter. All right, now we're entering our clean room, and you'll be able to look both ways down the side through your VR headset. You can see our entire teaching facility in our clean room. We have our laminar airflow hood here where you can see the air comes towards me. But first I want to demonstrate how we're going to put on our sterile gloves. You'll notice they come in a special packaging to avoid touching the sterile exterior. Hold the flip side outside as you work your hand into the glove, and then you can use your glove hand to help with your other hand. So as you can see, and it's a little hard to see right here, but there's about 2 inches to 4 inches of inside glove that's flipped out. So you can see me working my hand into the glove. Yeah, and from this angle, you can really see that flip part. There you go. And I'm holding the interior. That's perfectly fine. I'm making sure not to touch the sterile exterior as I pull it over my sleeve. Now the reverse. I don't want to touch down here as you see me almost do. Luckily, I did not. But what I want to do is that the gloved hand can now touch the exterior of the glove, but not the interior. So I'm going to work my hand through this a little bit. But remember, it's flipped up on kind of the end here. So as long as I go under that flip, I can use my gloved hand to help get this on my hand. All right. Almost there. Trying to work it as best I can. Now you see how I can flip it right. I can touch all the fingers because that is still sterile, and I can move my hand and the glove on the inside as I help my other hand.
That was just a small demonstration for the project. For additional information, please reach out to me at contaifers@vcu.edu.